my many years. So very briefly, because I know we don't have time, mine I'll speak a bit more, Chairman, more specifically on my experience a bit. Janet, you're my friend on Facebook. Former mayor tulikuwa na wewe US some time back. So when I look in here, Kaniaru, back there in Joro, I know. So anyway, when I look in the room, I know so many of you, and I just wanted to say that for myself, my journey has been a bit different kidogo, but I wanted to talk to you, to talk to that because of you, Chairman. I also one day woke up and decided that I wanted to move back to Kenya and take a dive into this difficult, crazy field of politics. Let me call it that way because it's a bit difficult. And at the time, the reason that I decided to go back when I went back is because the new constitution had just come into place, and I felt that maybe there was better room even for women, so to speak. So I left my law practice then, and I decided to hop on a plane about 14,000 kilometers back to Kenya with my 2 little girls and go figure this thing out. So talking to you about maybe perhaps sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith. And initially also, I didn't get it because I went, and I always tell people, sometimes it's nice to be ignorant. I know that sounds crazy. Because if I knew what I know now, I probably would not have been brave enough to even try and do it. Because I went there, and it was 6 months to the elections. Can you imagine? Like, you can't be here if it's 6 months to the elections. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but it's just going to be difficult. Because people start campaigning many years before, unfortunately. Unfortunately, you know, it's the truth. So if you're seeking a seat in these elections, you need to be home. You need to be in the ground. You need to be in the villages. I would go to some places because then I had decided to run for a seat in Bahati. And Bahati borders, and I'm talking very fast, boss, Bahati borders Nakuru Town East constituency. And I would go in and I would talk and I would tell them what I'll do. And then I finish and I get out and somebody, and you do what you're supposed to do. Munaelewa hapo? Kaniaru, I know you know. And then nikitoka hapo nasikia mtu ananiambia hapo hata haikuwa Bahati. Hiyo ilikuwa Nakuru Town East. Because I had been gone from Kenya about over 20 years, yeah? So, and I look back, and honestly, and in all honesty, and no offense, guys, I look back and I'm like, honestly, I should not have been a choice. Because I know I went to one meeting and they're like, so what are you going to do? And then I was telling them about this community policing, and everybody's looking at me like, what? You know, like I just, yeah, I just didn't get it, yeah? So, but saying all that to say, then I didn't make it. I did not make it. I had spent all the money that had come with. I had my 2 girls looking at me and asking me, why would you bring us here when you told us that your dad took you to America so you can study, but you have taken away that opportunity for us and you have brought us here and now you are done. So I put my furniture on, there's a diaspora, like expatriates website where you can sell your sofas. I took pictures, I put my pictures back up there, and I was like, I hadn't closed my law practice. By the way, I had a very lucrative immigration law practice, big corner office. So sometimes it's the comfort that we must decide to leave. You know, sometimes it's hard to leave when you're comfortable. So I decided I'm going to sell my chairs, get tickets for the 3 of us, me and my 2 girls, and we are going to get out of here. And then I saw a newspaper thing that a Sunday, like a week to go, and it was saying I was seeing speakers for different counties, assemblies, and they all seemed to be lawyers. And because my background was in law, I was like, why not try? But I was a bit also scared because I was like, now if you fail twice, it kind of kills your morale. Yeah, but I decided, why not try? Even if I fail, now I know, no, I close the Kenya chapter, kabisa, and now go become an American, you know? But anyway, it worked out. I ended up making speaker, ended up becoming a senator 5 years later, and His Excellency, who is a great supporter of the female gender too. Can we just have a clap for him? Because of him, and I'll say it out here today, because of him, I'm not even looking at him, I became the chief whip of the Senate of Kenya. But obviously, unceremoniously, simunajua. And by the way, the point of divergence, the reason we are here and not where we should have been, on a very practical example, the Prime Minister of the UK is Boris Johnson, right? Can you imagine Boris Johnson campaigning day and night for the party leader of Labour, the leader of opposition, Star? Is that even possible? Can you even see that in anywhere? Has that ever been done anywhere? So when I stand there and I say, I will not do this nonsense, I will not support who you are telling us to support, because I did not carry my kids across the seas and come all this way to come and leave my brain behind. Yeah? So we stand for something, and finally, we stand for something. And that is why we are here. You have heard our party leader, our candidate for president. You have heard the vision that he has for Kenya. He didn't come here and just tell you tibim tialala. Yeah? He told you what he's going to do once he sits there. I don't know how many of you saw as I sit an ad that was placed by Hillary Clinton when she was running for president. And it had a red phone on it and said, if the phone rings at 3 in the morning, when the children are sleeping and everybody is asleep, and the phone rings at 3 a.m., who do you want picking that phone up in such a difficult world right now? Who is proven, who is tested, who is able to carry on, get in that office, get